bear covered in rocks for skin.
Covered in rocks.
Mm-hmm. His name's Rockford.
I'm back to G. I'm gonna
And
call you Rock Thor.
as everybody can see, we are already kind of getting into the fun. Thank you for joining me. This is a dire quest, and I am the DM Valen, and we're just going to jump into it. Last episode was a huge lore dump. This is kind of the reckoning of that information, and we're sliding over to Chick and Ty, who are in the encampment with the rebels. Painting the picture, we're back in this eerily beautiful lit cave with the sun coming through a hole in the mountain that gives a beautiful verdant green lushness. The palisades or the large logs that keep the encampment safe and protected are woven together by leather and steel. The various people moving about the encampment seem to more or less intentionally ignore you, while Mungalish, the Huan Ti, and Bagahuta, Bakuthu, the Dragonborn, explain a kind of the reason for all this and the schism. And now they kind of just let you deal with the information. They've told, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but they've given you the best they can.
I have many questions.
I am sure you do.
How big is this island?
Above table, it'd be like roughly the size of Australia. Like, it's fucking huge.
Oh, okay.
Like,
How can you answer me that in table? It's huge.
it's crikey big, mate. No, it the size of Estudina is so massive. Dozens of other islands could fit inside comfortably.
Are there uncharted areas?
Yes, inside and out.
And who else is living in this island?
There are the factions that we know of. I have told you, the red, the green, the blue, and Jeffrey. And kind of like rolls his eyes at even like the name. And even Jeffrey came from off the island, so. But it is more wild. Like I told you, the sanctuaries are important.
But against who or what? Wild animals or maybe people, other people like Jeffrey?
There is a hierarchy, so to speak. Like I said, and kind of points to Ty, like his father went to fight one of these forces, to die to one of these forces, to exert his rage. We do not understand or even know, but we feel like goblins do not have the strategies that they employ normally. Do you understand? Do you see? Like,
Yes.
there is someone teaching them, controlling them, and it is not the dog-faced warriors.
But when they did these artifacts to create sanctuaries, who? Against who? Protection from what?
From everything,
It was
from
these goblins yet? And if it was these goblins, why making a sanctuary here? Why not looking a safer place?
that is the safe place. The situation is actually very nice. Your forest is a natural barrier for goblins. Bloodhogs love the taste of goblin.
I don't know.
Yeah, you are in a very safe place, all things considered.
So if we were to reunite all of these the candelabra and find whatever's in the town and let Estudene go free, then you and everyone in the town would just be at the mercy of all of the wild things here.
We would be at the mercy of our own strength, our own cunning, our own
Right.
ability. This is not at the mercy. This is survival.
Mm. Seems like a weird concept considering the strength and the power of the people that are in the town. Why not just clear out, kill all the goblins, kill all the I mean, the dwarves that are in our town are fucking massive and they're nasty and they could slaughter everything. So why not just do that? Why strip a creature of its living capacity?
That angry dwarf has killed more goblins than any of us could count if we combined our numbers.
That's what I mean. So why build the sanctuary?
No, because he has, you see. He has killed by himself. None of the other goblin, none of the other bearded fox aside. He himself has killed nearly thousands of goblins. The way they reproduce, the way they are here, it is unsustainable. They have entire parties that go out raiding and ravishing goblins. Like the adults of your village are monstrous in strength, we agree. But it is not a matter of individual power against these kind of numbers. You see, it is a it's feeling more and more like an invasion from somewhere, but we do not know where these numbers keep coming from. But that is what we are at the mercy of, more than anything. Yes, there are these great powers, but the numbers, sheer numbers. You have just seen the tip of this spear, the very itty bitty tip. And he holds up like his fingers, like as close as humanly or dragonbornly possible.
Okay. So step one, figure out what's mass producing goblins and dog faced animals and who's controlling them. And step two, reunite all the pieces of Estrogene.
The way you said step one makes me think you do not understand steps. He said, kind of trying to lighten the mood, realizing it's not landing. I was like,
Ty just thinks maybe I don't understand steps.
but
Either
yes,
way.
all of that is true.
I have more questions. Yeah.
Oh, please.
So you judge our elders because they made the artifacts, right?
Well,
But you use them. And you call them dishonest because they lied to their young people, but you cast spells on yourself so you can tell anybody anything, right?
oh, that spell is not cast. That is not our doing. No, 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 no. When I say there are forces whose power are inconceivable at work here, that is one of those forces. No one can talk about that outside.
And also you call us isol
Isolationists.
yeah. And you live in this hole
No, this is
inside
one
this
of
mountain.
dozens of cabins. We move. This is just where we are
But
now.
the thing is, don't you see that you are more similar than you let it look?
Admittedly, the schism was hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and over that time, we have become more symbiotic than antagonistic, for the most part. So,
Mm.
what you are saying is not wrong, but
They also don't want to live in the town.
the
And I
control
get it.
they exert is. We cannot. The amount of control they have is. No one is free. You are all under you there is just so little freedom, you know. And he's like kind of like trying to explain it while not being like insulting to your entire way of life. You know what I mean? Like if you want to even leave your walls, you need permission, or at least someone that knows. You know, you don't just get to walk freely. You if you want a weapon, huh? You have to go ask your dwarves, right? Why not just go make a weapon? You see, I just don't understand. It is not our way.
Well, I don't know how to make a weapon. That's why Ty makes them for me.
I mean, I can make weapons.
Did you, and you see him kind of like look to your back. Did you make that axe?
No. This is the only thing I have left of my father.
I was afraid of that. Here, may I see, please? Or hold and show. I will not take.
Just drops it into his hands.
He kind of like puts his... Goblin attack, sorry. Where was I?
The axe.
Oh. And you see he puts his hand over it and like sparks from his hand to the weapon, kind of like a Tesla coil. Start to come off, like, you know, fire back and forth. And as he kind of brings his hand up, there are runes that are have been etched into it. And roll me a Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
Both or
You both can. I mean, I don't actually.
look.
Yeah, because you're magic now. Go nuts, man.
that's roast thing.
Yeah, I'm fair. That makes sense.
Hang on. Is loading. Very slowly.
Very slowly. Where's my breakfast? There it is.
While he's taking a drink, I have an announcement to make.
Are you okay?
Another breakfast came.
I forgot that a croque monsieur is also a sandwich.
Oh my
that's
God.
Sandwiches.
I hate you so much. Croque monsieurs are so fucking good. You piece of shit.
Have you ever had a salmon croque monsieur?
I have not.
Oh, bitch.
Well, kind of. I had with locks on it, so it's like it's different but the same. Anyway, where are we?
I'm trying
yes.
to roll an Arcana.
Yeah, okay, there we are. That's what we're waiting for. Do you see the number? Or is it just not happening at all?
It's just not rolling it. So give me a second.
Yeah.
I will roll a d20.
No. What are your bonuses?
It's +0 for Arcana.
Oh, well, that's good, but you still get it.
He sucks.
Yeah. As you see the lightning strike, Chick, while you're looking, you just think it's cool that like lightning is doing that. You're kind of
cool.
entranced by
Shiny.
the dance of it all. But Ty, your eyes are drawn to the weapon because that's your primary fucking concern. And you kind of start to make out through the strikes where these like runes are and where they aren't, and you can see the faintest, I would almost say like a glimmer of a line of runes that goes around the bottom of the haft up in kind of like a serpentine manner. the entire shaft of the axe. Like it's a long, long rune.
Okay.
And yeah.
Shaft.
I ask for it back.
Oh, he
after
never
it's
took
done.
it. Like he just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like it's been in your hands this whole time, and you can feel a slight tingle, but it's not like I said, it's like when you put your hand on the thing at fucking Spencer's Gifts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. Maybe
So
some
were the
hair goes
runes-
up, but you
Were
don't
the
have it.
runes there and he awake them, or
They
are they new runes?
these are essentially. Actually, you would know this right off the bat. He's essentially taking a thin micro layer of metal that has been used to hide this. And you know the only person that could do craftsmanship that level of like fine and sturdy is Zappa.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just an easy tell. You don't even need to
And-
roll.
I'll kind of roll it around and look at all of them, and I'll look up at Bakuthu and just be like, "What does this mean?"
It means that really was your father's axe, but not
And it means more lies. Yes.
obfuscation. If he told you that was your father's, then he did not lie. But that could be a dangerous thing if you did not understand it or were not strong enough to wield it. And this is when you start to notice, like, yeah, you're strong, but this axe just all of a sudden got like it's gradually getting heavier and heavier as the runes start to like go from less of a glimmer and more to a shimmer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. The brighter they get, the heavier it gets.
Yes,
It's a +1 now.
yes, it is a +1 axe.
Damn.
And it does 3 die 4 instead of 1 die or 2 die 6. It's the same damage, just
It was a 1 die 12.
1 die 12. All right, then that makes it easier. Yeah, it's 3 die 4 now.
3 die 4. Okay.
So what are these outside forces?
Well, for one, there is Jeffrey, the fly in all of the ointment, so to speak. Him, we do not pin down. Just a pure chaos. Just literally for the fun of it. We do not know why. We do not know.
But I mean, who cast the spell on you so you cannot talk? You mentioned some forces.
As best we can tell, that spell is now on the island. It happened after the schism, but no one has taken credit. It is one of the
sounds-
mysteries.
It has a very specific purpose.
Agreed. This is one of the contentious points that led us to a great dilemma many years ago.
I don't think I have more questions right now. This is too much to hurry it all at the same time.
You feel a soft hand kind of like set on your shoulder, and like when you turn, it's just a cobra-headed man giving you like soft, it's okay eyes, as best a cobra can. And that leaves Moongalit or Bakuthu to look at to Ty, and if there's anything else, you are free to roam the camp. You are no prisoner. We will take you home. I just need a little bit of time, and we will do so. Is this acceptable?
Sounds good. Kyle just kind of go find somewhere to sit down, kind of away from the group, and he's just gonna kind of mull over everything that was said.
Just go. Do you want some company?
You can keep me company.
All right. Where do you sit? Just so I can like.
Just sort of away from the rest, like maybe over here.
All right. All right. That's down the spot.
And then pull out my little pin flute and just start playing, trying to self-soothe in a way.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Try not to be angry at everything.
I just sit next to him, playing with the sword that I made a trinket, and leaving him some space. If he wants to talk, he will talk.
All right. And it's on that note that we are gonna jump over to Roe.
Can I ask a quick mechanical question
Yeah.
before we leave?
Go nuts.
So you said three die 4,
Yeah.
but that's
4,
the same
8,
as
12.
1 die 12.
It's much better.
It's much better.
Statistically speaking.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a
You
lot
cannot
better.
roll 1. The minimum is 3. No, than you can roll now.
Technically, for you, the minimum's what, 8? Because of your strumps. So,
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
like, literally, you
It's the
couldn't.
same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing but better. It's
Got it.
trying to balance thing. It's
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, we can
And
adjust.
it's a +1, so instead of
Yeah.
hitting for 7, I hit for 8.
Yeah, there you go. See, so
Okay, thank you.
no problem. All right. Yes, and to that note, we switch to Rose Hip. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'm just dying.
All right, the heat has been getting to Rose something fierce. All right, but yeah, last we left, you stormed off to go talk to Thistle.
Yeah. Well, I stormed off.
Okay, you stormed out of the meeting.
Yes.
Okay,
She just had to home, I suppose. I don't know. She's not like she doesn't really feel like Thistle was giving her any more answers than anyone else. Like obviously she was in quite a state by the time she came back, but
you haven't asked Thistle anything, just to be clear.
yeah. Well, she did before Thistle left, and Thistle just gave her a squeeze and left.
Well, yeah, like she couldn't go in. That's for the elders.
Yeah.
Only. So, or founders, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll go and find Thistle.
All right. Yeah, Thistle's at home, drinking some tea.
Yeah. Rose Hips sits next to her. And
There's like already a cup ready there. It's not full of anything. It's just like ready.
yeah. She doesn't say a word yet. She pours herself a cup of tea. She has her familiar come down off her shoulder and onto like the back of a chair as a perch instead. And for a minute, like they just kind of sit there in silence with the tea, until Ro coughs gently and says, I don't understand the connection I have to this place or the one sending me messages about the future and the potential of outcomes, but
her face
one
is
point-
soft and loving up until you mention a person telling you the future, and then she looks very confused.
okay. I don't actually explain that.
Yeah, you can't.
No. So I just kind of continue and I just say like, it's one thing losing contact with a power that has only just properly emerged anyway. It's another feeling like the communication between me and the people that are of this plane of existence is also damaged. Like, it's never been easy for Rosehip to speak. But Thistle is one person that she feels like comfort with. And so she just asks, like, are you aware of the idea of this dragon turtle thing?
That's what
Like-
they say. Like, it just kind of like more shrugs it off as folklore and fairy tale. Like, you can just tell that she doesn't put stock into it. Just the way she shrugs at it. You know her when she doesn't believe you or what somebody says. She is not good at hiding it. It's like, people make up all sorts of shit. The world's just fucked. There's no rhyme. There's no reason.
Well, I'm not sure I can believe that when there's something out there showing me. Yeah, you fucking can. There's something out there showing me what might be more important to happen and things that shouldn't happen. Like, how can there be no reason for something if there's a path that's trying to break free and happen? Like, if nothing matters, then why would there be messages? Why would anything happen if nothing truly mattered?
Dear, I don't know what you're talking about. My lack of understanding is not a statement of whether or not I believe you. But if you are being shown something greater than yourself, you have an obligation to it. There is so few people chosen, and for greatness. Most scramble their whole lives to achieve it, but something is whispering to you to tell you the future. And she kind of pauses, and you have the ability to change this?
It's more like I'm guiding things to happen in a way that's already possible.
I've been around a long time, Love Bud, and makes sense. You would have this kind of it makes sense you'd be special.
Why would it make sense?
You know that me and you aren't originally from here. I've been here longer than you, quite some time, but you know I was honest that you were not from here.
Yeah, I don't. We've never really gone into the detail.
Because I refuse to lie to you the way some other parents lie. But omission is a gray area. Kind of says as she sips some tea. Like, that kind of, like, into the coffee mug kind of, like, low talk.
Yeah.
And It would have done you no good to tell you before you could leave the walls anyway. And now, with all this, the ghosts, who knows? But there is... to say that I know where you're from would be a lie. But to say I have no clue wouldn't be the truth either. You are not from that fucking barbarian savage tribe. You can see just hate flare in her eyes. And you know Thistle to be just a regular old ornery cuss, but like the hate in her eyes in this, it's almost scary.
What did they do to earn that level of malice in you?
She kind of like looks over at a small blanket. It looks more like a tea cozy, or what is that the thing that goes under the tea kettle or over
Over
it?
the tea kettle.
All right, what's the one that goes under it?
That would
Either way, it's just like a small knitted thing that she
Yeah.
keeps more as a wall mount, and it's just always been important. And she kind of just, you aren't my first daughter. You aren't even my third. But you are the only one I have left. And just kind of drinks her tea. And that's all. You can tell, like, that's all she's saying about it.
okay. If I'm not from them and I'm not from here, then am I from a different settlement? Where am I even from this continent? Like,
We believe so. The truth is, more than anything, you found us. And, well, you found me, so to speak. More or less, for days, I heard this fucking screaming, it felt like. And to the point that I just had to find it. To the point I had to find this crying. No one else heard it. And trust me, I tried getting anyone else to do it. And I went to the forest and I found you. That makes sense that you're special. It makes sense that you have a purpose. Even if I can't fathom what that is, I should have known from the start you were something more special than I could even comprehend, but I spent so much time just trying to comprehend.
well, to me that just sounds like I am from here. Like, regardless of where I was birthed, like, clearly this is where I've always been.
Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, she just kind of continues to drink her tea. She's not gonna get like all of the answers right now, so she doesn't feel the need to pressure Thistle after, she's clearly just talked about something that makes her quite sad. So yeah, she kind of leaves it at that.
All right. And on that note, we return to Ham, who's been just mouthing these sandwiches to pieces.
Yep.
Yep, that's how people eat.
With their mouth. I think
No, but you gotta go.
Ro left and went to Thistle. I think Ham doesn't stay. He does leave, but if he leaves Zappa and them in the room, he probably just goes to be with Slobberknock.
You're muted.
Fuck nuts! Yes, Slob is just still asleep, exhausted, sleeping, tired, and you already saw the video of what Slobberknock looks like. I do believe Sabi sent that to you. The giant jowl CEO. That's Slobberknock, man. That's literally how I have seen him this whole time, and then it exists in real life. It's chef's kiss.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, to all my hundreds of thousands of millions of followers, go watch the CEO of Jowls. You're welcome. But yeah, so what are you doing then? If you're just leaving?
Probably gonna work out.
Probably gonna work out. All right.
Eat some vegetables. I think Ham has been disillusioned about the town the whole time anyway, because he didn't really get along with folks for a while, and so he doesn't have this sense of like, oh no, the whole town's crazy and been lying. I'm so surprised, like he's not. He's like, yeah, makes sense. Yep, sounds right. And but that doesn't mean. He still hasn't, sort of made this oath to protect it. And so I think he knows more about the town and the world, but it doesn't change his outlook on what needs to be done with his life. I think he's, he never had a beautiful, pristine view of the village anyway, and so it's not like, oh no, my world is shattered. He's like, right, these fuckers got more secrets, whatever. And so I think he picks up, go to the forge, work out. He's got the same stuff going on.
All right, fair enough. All right, yeah, there's really not a lot. You can tell that people that own, like, there's obviously like a hierarchy to things, and like nobody's looking at you like they know anything. You know what I mean? They're all just like, hey, I see you've been working out. You know what I mean? Better do some squats for that flabby ass. Stuff like that. Like, just normal everyday shit. Like, people have no idea that you were like in trouble or, had to go talk to the mayor or anything like that. It's just, and you would know that dwarves do a lot of work, but they're also kind of gossipy bitches at times, because there's a lot of work going on, and sometimes you just gotta talk.
Right. Yeah. I think I don't think in this moment Ham is looking for interaction from anyone else.
Right.
He's not like, oh, I gotta talk to so and so, or I gotta get this out.
Okay.
I think in a sort of introverted way, since he's sort of used to keeping his own company.
All right,
That
then
he is just like okay. I think
are you working on anything specific?
he's probably thinking a lot about his goblins and gnolls and like how to take up, how to take up against them.
All right.
And so, maybe he finds himself wandering around the forge or working on some random project that the forge has going on, just working in his mind, like.
All right. There's never a shortage of shit to do, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So you're just picking up
exactly.
slack, helping things go. All right, nice. That's what's up. That's what's up. And that is when we'll jump back over to Chick and Ty and let Ham forge around. If do what's needed while Bro digests both tea and information. And yeah, we come back to you guys. You're in the encampment there. Put you up
Ty's
here.
gonna finish playing, and he's still just seething under the surface, but he'll turn to Chick and be like, what do you think of all this?
You remember that turtle that Ro wanted us to capture?
Yeah.
I think that turtle thought that the pond she was in was the whole world. I think I feel like that turtle right now. And I was happy in my small pond, but now I think I'm feeling very claustrophobic, knowing that something or someone is not gonna allow us to live if we want to. That's how I'm feeling about it. What about you? I think you have more going on with all this.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. They seem to really have issues with this group here, but then to deliberately take me in knowing I'm the offspring of someone some force that they hate, it just doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes sense for different reasons. First, you are not your father. They don't have anything against you. And second, the way they spoke about your father, he could destroy our village and you were a safety.
I just feel like a tool. Like
You have the right
every,
to.
everything that everybody's always loved about me or whatever feels like a farce in the sense that
I don't know.
it was all superseded by the fact that they got to be safe as long as I was there. So make me feel good, make me feel better, make me love the town, so that if anything ever came back, maybe I'd defend them and support. Like I don't feel considered.
I don't know. I think that would go different for everyone and each of them. I mean, I wouldn't expect much from Belvier or the mayor, but I think Zappa and sorry, I don't remember who raised you, the name.
Philomena.
Yeah, Phil and Zappa, I think they do care for you for real.
Well, I think Phil is ignorant. I think she cares about me just because of having raised me. I hold no ill will to her, but at the same time, like I've felt in the past that she's afraid of me, and I think
Mm.
Zappa is arrogant
Well,
and seems to think he is untouchable, and so
I whisper this, and he is at dwarf.
mhm.
They share that trait.
I don't know.
I'm dwarfist.
They the way they've treated Ham over the years, you'd think they'd be a little bit more secular and kind to those of their own, but I don't know. Just I feel very put out.
Yeah. And if you think I would be angry at myself if I in that situation, because it sucks, but and I hate to say this, but it's for the greater good. I don't know if keeping you hostage in this village protect us all for this time. Maybe it is worth it. But I don't know your father, so
What happens if he comes back and spins another lie or spins a truth? Who knows? And then instead of one angry him, there's an angry him and an angry me. I don't trust the anger that's inside of me. I will hurt people if it's not targeted at goblins and dog-faced men.
maybe that's why that's what we should do.
I do think we need to figure out where the goblins are coming from. I don't know how we're going to figure that out, but and I do think that the turtle deserves to live on. I think being held captive is enough for both of us.
Maybe a way out.
I mean, we could just disappear.
Could we?
They don't. The town already doesn't know where the fuck we are.
As far as we know.
Just stay out here.
I don't know. I'm scared of Berthier. It could be seeing us right now.
That's when you you notice in your periffs, Harold is kind of like leaning towards you now. Like he was listening to you play, and then kind of like trying not to eavesdrop, but like didn't want to make getting up noticeable. You know what I mean? Like really just an awkward guy. He's like,
I'll just be like, you are noticeable.
and
I just look at him very cold because I still have in there that he made fun of me.
Yep. Actually, they can see you whenever they want, as long as you're still wearing those. And points to the badges. It's I don't think it's far to say that both Froken and Balthier could probably scry and find them. They know what they are intimately, and like, yeah. It's not their purpose, but it is like a fun side effect.
From now on, I grab the sword hilt and I speak with Ty using message.
Because it's mental.
I don't know. I think it's a whisper that only one can hear.
Oh,
I don't know if that's the same thing as mental, but Technically, I don't
functionally,
think
yeah.
a
So
scrying
just,
one would be able to hear.
Okay.
but yeah,
But-
the whisper.
So we should go back.
Apparently.
It's kind of like waving as he's taking really awkward steps backwards.
Bye.
Bye. Probably shouldn't have clocked at him. He says it goes back to, actually, it would be over here. Because he's friends with this guy, who I call Vulture.
He has no
Uh,
friends.
Tazi just gonna stand up and sort of resign himself to the idea that he doesn't have a choice in anything, and look at Chick and just say, yeah, let's go back to town, I guess. Just
Let's
do
ask.
whatever we're supposed to do because that's what we're told to do.
Mon
Mongalish.
Mongalish can take us flying. How did you get here?
The Dragonborn apparated me. I don't know. I was there and then I was here. And I
That's
was nauseous
faster.
when I got here, so I don't know, it was very quick, so whatever's quicker.
Let's go talk to them. Why do they want with us anyway?
They want us to help the situation. Clearly they have the same problem with the goblins that our town does. But also they stand on the side of reconnecting all of these baubles so that the dragon turtle can live again. Which I think is the antithesis of what the town wants based on the story we just heard. Which is why they don't get along.
Yeah, I don't know if they want something specific of us or they just want to get some distrust among our group.
Well, I think they feel like we're being lied to, and maybe they just want to give us the truth. I don't know. Considering that blue dragon over there is my cousin, I could see him having multiple motives.
You don't look like him, except for the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So are you part Dragonborn?
No, but I think he's part barbarian. Above table.
Yeah,
Have
above
you
table,
noticed there
he's-
is a bear?
The bear looks more like a sleeping pile of rocks, but yeah, it's a bear.
Yeah, no, I'm talking with Ty.
Oh,
I mean, isn't that odd?
Anymore? Everything's odd. I guess we'll see what the town members have to say. I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe they talked to Rowan Ham and who knows? Maybe they're even looking for us. Probably not, but apparently they know where we are. So
So let's go talk to Mongalish or your cousin.
okay. Walk over
Bakutu.
and I'll just look at Bakutu and be like, well, can you take us home yet?
you see him kind of take a breath and put his hands on his scimitar, and kind of nod. He goes, "Yeah, I think I can do it again when necessary. If you are ready to go, you are ready to go. Where would you like to go? I will drop you wherever you please, just not
like to-
inside."
I'd like to make an insight.
Go nuts.
Why would he put his hands on the scimitars? It's like by hearing he's gonna go next to the village, it's like he's already having a defensive stand, or is that transporting uses his scimitar?
All right, roll insight.
while he's rolling that, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
ask him, like,
13.
is there any way to get back in touch with you?
And that is the harder part. It is. And kind of like looks around. We like I said, we know about your village. We have ways of keeping track. If you need us, he kind of goes and kind of rifles through his bag a little bit and pulls out like a small, and it looks like a mechanical device. Like it's made out of metal. It has these weird ridged gears on it. He goes, if, and this is emergency. If you really need us to find you, and you need us, click, and he kind of like puts his thumb like this, like push down on the top, and a great smoke will arise.
Oh, cool. A lighter. Thanks so much.
It does not create fire. It expels smoke.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
I'll pocket that. Put
It's
in
more or
my
less a
inven-
bottle of alchemist-made bottle of Forever Smoke. One of those ones.
Ever smoke.
Yeah. But that's more of
I
a
don't
party
know.
item. But
I don't know why in my other possession notes it says have a love letter.
Love letter.
So it says.
well, that plot got dropped because fucking love letter. I gotta look at my notes for that. I honestly got nothing. My brain is not braining.
I don't know. I just went into other possessions and that's what it said, and I don't remember writing that. So
Weird. All right. It's from me. Anyway, but yeah, with that 13, you can tell it's the weapons. He's essentially checking to see if the weapons are ready to do the thing.
Cool. I steal them.
Roll sleight of hand.
No. Not yet. Not yet. In the future, maybe.
All right.
Taking notes.
All right. But yeah. With that, he kind of like puts his arm out for you guys to like. Actually, he just kind of like waves his hand in front of you, and as he does, you like just watch as Chick first gets turned into the same cloud, and you just see him particleize into this cloud, and then you're like,
Chick, you're a fart.
and right after that
can hear
sentence,
that.
because that's important. Oh, you can hear it very clearly. It's
Oh.
echoing off the walls of this. You're like, ha ha, Chick's a fart. Ha ha, Chick's a fart. Ha ha, Chick's a fart. But yeah.
Oh, man.
And with that, you remember being kind of through these weird tunnels, Chick, but this sensation's totally different. You are like separated and recombined and go through these tiny narrow slits and just work your way through with like almost like your shoulder is holding on to Ty's knee and she like just weirdly combined in this smoke as you move through and travel distances you can't like. Ty, this is just crazy for you. Or sorry, Chick, this is just bananas for you. You know nothing, but Ty, you got a little more. You're like, all right, I remember this. I'm gonna breathe. But yeah, for you, it's just for Chick, it's just a smattering of green as you through the fucking air. But you get a little more sense of the area, Ty, and you can see there's quite a few more campfires than you remember in outside of the Bloodhawk Forest.
Anything else I make out?
Roll me a perception check.
I actually think he would feel like slight sense of familiarity with being teleported from one point to another, but
This
it's so
isn't.
immense and so vast that it
Well, this
can
isn't a
compare.
teleportation. It's a transportation. It's different.
How?
You were
got
literally
water.
turned into whatchamacallit and being turned into a cloud and being guided, as opposed to taking one step here and then you're over here. You're just moving at like 600 feet a minute or some shit like that. You're just fucking going real fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the speed with which we're going puts tears in my eyes, and I see nothing because I rolled a 5.
Yeah, I mean, you got your bearings enough to pick up the smoke, but you're still fucking a cloud. You're not doing all the green.
I'm a cloud.
You can roll with disadvantage if you want.
That's okay.
Me?
Yeah,
Or-
Rev. Sorry, like it'll be hard, but you can try. I mean, there's nothing saying.
Roll
No.
high.
No.
He did worse than I did.
Yeah, no, like you got a bug in the eye. Like you don't even have an eye, but somehow you got a bug in the eye. Like there's just a fly flying with the cloud using that jet stream, but it happens to be where your misty eye. You know what? I'm not going to use that phrase again. It happens to be where your eye would be.
His whispering eye.
Gone with the wind.
Oh, yes, indeedy. All right, but you still haven't told him like where you want to be let down.
Just put us like 30 feet outside of town.
All right.
I don't want to run into anything.
If it's too close for him, maybe in the pond. It's it's like a meeting point right now.
The pond.
Oh,
The pond where we
that's
got
where
the
I met
turtle.
Mungalesh.
All right. You can see just even thinking about it, you're willing yourself towards it, especially because you both now have the clear view of where you want to go. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like, and that influences the way the cloud moves and goes, and yeah, you're headed for, and you in no time at all are in your corporeal form, by the pond.
Is Bakutu there?
No, you two are dropped off. Well, yes, he can do it again in a little bit.
But
yeah.
we can skip from here to town, right?
Yeah, you don't need to. You know how to get through the blood forest without like needing to fight anything. Like you're close enough. It's should be fine. You just got to book ass.
I mean, a little bit in game.
So I'll just thank Bakutu for giving me what giving me more information, and
He takes your hand and goes, "Understand, this is my pleasure and an honor to be able to right some wrongs of my family." And just
I'm
kind
sure
of like,
we'll see each other again. I'm sure.
"We better," and then gives you a slap on the arm. You know what I mean? And goes and honestly just wades into the water. It's like, fuck it, let's get a little swim in. He goes, "I will leave when I can. You guys have
I
fun."
check out to see if the turtle is around.
Perception check.
Yeah. 10.
You-
Maybe.
It looks like this is where a turtle would live if there were turtles. So, like, you guess there could be turtles here, you know.
I'm gonna pick Chick up by his scruff basically, and then I'm just going to run. And I'm gonna cast Long Strider on myself.
Nice.
What's that?
It increases my speed by 10 feet
So
for
it
as
gives
long
him,
as I
50 feet of fucking movement now?
uh,
Or rather, 100?
40, so 80 feet with dashing. So
Oh, that's right. That's
So I
later
just
in the barbarian.
run.
Yeah, and you go. since you're focusing on long strides of concentration, right?
No, it's
No?
not. It
Oh,
is just a touch.
Dope.
And
Then you can both give perception checks as you run, please.
let's roll higher this time. Okay, that's
Yeah.
still low.
24.
11.
All right. Ty, you are focused on just going forward, not running into trees. You're moving a little faster than you're used to. This magic is relatively new. You're doing the thing. Ty, or Chick, for whatever reason, being picked up by your scruff allowed you to, like, just not have to focus on anything but look out. And, boy, you did your job. Because you can see that there are a lot more, like, goblin markings that this is away from the thing. This is in the forest as you run, that have made their way this way but been repelled. Like, you see bodies. You are running through, like, dozens and dozens of goblin bodies. Some are you're like, maybe we killed some of these, but you couldn't have killed all of
goblins.
these. Yeah, they're dead. They are smashed, gutted, like, even picked clean. Like, you are running through the shit to where it was, or where the shit had just happened, rather.
In the room where it happened.
But yeah, other than, gore and viscera, you have very smooth sailing. Nothing bothers you. You know how to. The Bloodhawks are feasting on like bodies that have already been left behind to appease them. So, like, yeah, you're basically free to be just outside the village if you want to. Right now, you're still in the forest. You can choose how you want to enter the village.
What are the options? I mean, is the door or...
I mean, there is a door, yes. But, whoops, wrong fucking one. Sorry, folks. Boop.
So, I don't know Thai, but I don't have anything to hide from or nothing that makes me think I won't use the door.
I would just walk through the front door. I mean, at this point, I's resigned to the fact that.
All right, you hear a familiar, like, it was a drum or trumpet sound that kind of like, all right, we see somebody, like, time to open the large doors, and, like, yeah. And as you come in, you can see most people are just elated that you're back. Like, there's no weird feelings from anybody. Like, people are just like, oh my god, you made it home safe. Oh, like, strangers are hugging. Well, not strangers, because you, like, know everybody in the village, but people are hugging you. Like, were people crying at you because they thought you died. Like, you were genuinely, like, people thought the worst.
I'm not feeling very comfortable with all this. I don't know Thai, probably.
I just lift Chick above all of them and try to set him down beyond them.
Oh, they take the cue. They take the
I
cue.
try to get out of Thai's grab, not like violently, and I gonna step on his shoulder and jump above the crowd.
All right, yeah. You both have
But
the stats
it was
for
more
that,
about
so-
this. The perspective of these people have changed for us.
As well it should.
For me, it's like I see them different.
And I just, like, it's a very cool reciprocity. He's kind of just going through the motions of what they expect from him.
All right. Yeah, I mean, they take once, like, they get the, like, feeling that you don't want to be there like that. They're like, oh, sorry, just, oh, we're so happy. And then they're like, all right, you got to see Phil and Norm, let them know. So, you guys, sorry. So, and they kind of, like, again, like, good to see you, and like high five kind of deal, and then like go away.
I don't return any high five.
You know, yeah, you're already like running away essentially.
I leave
That was
them
for Ty.
hanging like
Yeah. All right. Oh, they must. You can like hear them. Oh, it must have been horrible. You know what I mean? Like.
so yeah.
And now the town gossips are gonna have a whole fit.
They already gossip and insulted me, so
Right.
are you gonna be alright, Ty? I think we should meet later. I really want to check on my dad and have some sleep. What time it is, Theo? In game?
Oh, in game. It would be later in the evening at this point, just because like that's still like a day trip from the pond. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So. Yeah.
And
Oh,
Actually, no. It would be morning time. Sorry, I just remembered it was. Yeah, it would be like. Just. Like 5 or 7. No. So we'll say like 10 o'clock in the morning, because
So
it was
also-
nighttime when you were doing all that.
Of all the people that came to the entry, I asked any one of them if Ro and Ham came back.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, that's how we knew you were gone. Because they came back and you didn't, and we assumed the
good.
worst. Oh, we're so happy to see.
I leave before they finish the sentence.
Must have been horrible. Yeah.
I will go home to Phil and just walk through the door and aim for my bed, and I'm just gonna go sit down and
Oh, you don't get that far before you are like tackled at the knee by this gnomish woman that is just so fucking happy to see you. Like, that hug might as well have lifted you off your feet. Like, that's like, for all the bad shit that you've just experienced, this is the good that you found in the village was in these kinds of hugs. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah.
just, hi Phil, I'm okay.
Those fucking gossip queens. It just kind of like rubs her face on your knee. You know what I mean? Oh, are you
You know, you
hungry?
shouldn't listen to them.
I know, but it's not like we have TV.
What's the TV?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, let me get you going some food there. And she starts like just picking out like a giant slab of meat from the fucking thing, like like, I'll make your favorite hot meat. And she
hot meat. And he'll just spend time like watching someone he presumes actually cares about him and isn't lying to him.
not one bit. And yeah, like she makes it, and then like she's like, and the secret ingredient, love. And like blows a kiss at the meat while it's cooking. Oh, you liked it better when you were a baby.
I still like it, Phil.
Oh, shut up, you, and goes back to cooking, you know. And all right, yeah, is that how you spend your time, just like letting her
Yep.
cook and being all right?
Yep.
Ro and Ham, you guys, just to be clear, you guys would have definitely heard the alarm. You know, the bell or the trumpet that I forget which I made. But you know that you would know that somebody came back at the very least.
Oh, what's that noise? Burp, 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 ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah.
I would obviously go up there.
Basically, you get out just in time to kind of watch as Chick disappears into the village, and and Ty goes home. Like, it took you a while because you were in the middle of a project. You didn't want to just leave it half done. You're in that fucking work mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I leave him to it.
Is there anything you do want to do? I feel bad, like just because you like the processing and the way that you're RPing is very good, but like I just feel like I'm not giving you time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not a lot of airtime for me on this episode. That's okay. I'm trying to think logically. Would Ham go to their house and bother them, and just to be like, "Hey, are you okay?" But I don't think Ham would do that. I think he's like, "Yep, they're fine." Figured they would be. Like.
All right.
So.
The dilemma of playing a stoic dwarf.
Right, exactly. That's literally it. I'm like, back to the forge. All
right. So how does Ro behave to the sound?
Well, this is the thing, right? Ro was told that was the right thing for Ty to do anyway. So she has no reason to be worried. Like, it's not Ty she was worried about, right? Like, she was worried about
fair.
the fact that the gods weren't talking to her when she was trying to leave with Ham. Like, so like, she has every faith, given how many times that saved their butts, that they were fine.
All right.
And also, Rosehip has just, found out that Thistle had 2 other dead daughters, so she's probably taking in her own shit right now.
Just collecting them in the
You know what I mean?
back room.
Like, this is when, like, Thistle
3.
has, like, a doll collection of,
3
like...
other.
Yeah, it's a
3...
bluebird
Oh, Jesus fucking
kind
Christ.
of character.
You know, like...
My perfect daughters.
They're covered in resin, and she
They wax.
she combs their hair.
like, just every time Rosehip leaves, she just gets them out.
I knew she was a creep.
Necromancy.
Necromancy.
But yeah, it was 3 daughters.
Daughters is the most polite way of saying dead sisters.
More
I
or
mean,
less.
technically they're
Like,
my
it's-
stepsisters.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So, I think, yeah.
Stepsister, are you dead?
Yeah.
right.
No, because...
All right, we got to finish this up.
Alright,
We're
okay.
really close to doing this on time, you fucks.
We almost did it. We almost finished our season without some tomfoolery.
All right, we'll get it. We have a drunk dwarf. There's really not a lot of hope for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, yep. All right. So yeah, that's you. Just keep with Thistle, bro.
Yes.
Okay. So that all plays out as it played out, and we head over to Chick going home.
Yeah. I just go straight to bed.
Yeah, the door's locked.
I pick up the locks.
Roll me a sleight of hand check. This lock is different. Or thieves' tools. Sorry. This lock is different.
Where are tools? Inventory?
Yes, they should be in your backpack. Thieves' tools.
Six tools. And how do you roll this?
What is it? Dexterity plus proficiency.
So it's just a dex roll.
Yeah, with proficiency.
14. That's 16 then.
Yeah. Yeah, you get 1 second. You click and you hear a click as you move it, and then you take, where the fuck did it go? Oh, okay, there it is. Sorry. My kids got into
I-
my dice.
I took a short rest while Ty was playing the flute.
Ah, yeah.
I didn't say, but I rolled the die.
That's okay, yeah. Yeah, and you take one, you get like a little shock to your fingers.
Does it open?
Nope.
Try again. Worse. 9.
Oh, yeah. You're surprised by the new lock. Like you got used to all these locks so easy. You were real confident, and now it's 2 damage.
Damn Zappa. I guess these are made by Zappa, right?
Yes, they definitely are. But you can tell, like, just from the way it looked exactly like the lock you remembered until you got your tools in there. So this is a Norman design.
Is there any open window? Because I'm really tired.
I'm really tired.
Slept in 2 days. I've been burned by magic.
There is an open window, yeah, but it's like gross. The best way to put it is like it's got like moss and stuff around it. It's more like for cooling air than it is for like it's like old school air conditioning. If that makes
I'm
sense.
gonna check for traps because Norman. That's investigation, right?
Yes.
17.
Oh yeah, you definitely see what you can only describe as a smush trap. It's not a hard spring, but it would just kind of smush you up a little bit as you tried to crawl through. You know what I mean?
So
It's just a flat platform.
I try to avoid the trap.
All right, give me an acrobatics to kind of like swing in without touching it.
And I'm really
Holy
tired.
shit, dude!
And I even roll in with disadvantage or anything.
Yeah, like
And the dice are in roll mode.
fuck. Yeah. Essentially, you kind of get like halfway through, and boom, you get caught at the knees. Like you're just like shit, and you before you even like get your bearings, you can just hear as Norman was waiting.
And I give up and knock.
Oh, is that you, boy? All right. You know he knew you were there well before, and yeah. So he essentially goes over, clicks a button, and the trap kind of, and you're able to crawl through.
I'm sorry. I will do better next time. I just started today.
That's okay. I didn't expect you to come back this way. I expected you back with the other two. But they told me what you did. And he kind of like puts his hands on your shoulders.
What did I do?
When you ran away because you were being targeted so that they would be safe. It's like, that is a brave thing to do.
Was it?
It was
What if
stupid.
by running away
It was
it
stupid.
wasn't any of the other?
You made a decision in the moment, and I'm proud of you. Very proud of you.
So I start going upstairs because I imagine that Chick's
He's like,
room
wait!
or space is like
Yeah, it's upstairs. He kind of puts his hand on your chest really quick, and then he goes down to the step you're about to step on, kind of pushes it in a little bit. Goes, all right, now you can go.
thank you.
And
And I look back and say, were you gonna tell us or tell me?
and his face doesn't change. You know, your dad's one of those people who just isn't phased. You know what I mean? Like, he's just calm and generous and nice, like Midwesterner style.
Yeah, I guess the poker face that Chick
And-
also makes when he's hunting or fighting.
Yeah, perfect example. And he's like, that depends on what you got to tell me, doesn't it?
Me tell you.
What did you learn? I told you the outside world was big and mysterious.
Really, right now it feels like it's really, really small.
That'll fade, and then you'll feel small. And then you'll feel, well, I bet you'll feel just the way your mom felt. So you gotta touch the expanse. You gotta see what's out there. And I made my peace with that long, long ago. And I will back whatever you decide to do. I love you, chick. I will help you in any way I possibly can.
Thank you, Dad. And I go to bed.
Good night, boy.
To have sun or good morning.
Yeah, he's like, it's still morning, but he's
Yeah, it's the party time zone.
yeah.
I'm gonna go attend to my cat while you keep doing.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for you for this anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Actually, I think that's kind of where we can call it. Everybody is home. They're in their homes, doing their comfort thing, and we can pick up next time. Is that?
What about my role?
Well, I'm sorry. You didn't get a roll this time. Roll to persuade you to give me. Well, all right. Let me see. Okay, now I see it. I'm like, what the? Oh, girl.
I rolled I whispered it so it didn't interrupt the play, but I rolled a 19 persuasion to persuade him to give me a roll for the session.
Well, it just happened that way.
I'll
I
play
didn't
rollies
realize
with you
it.
right now.
Yeah, go get some rollies on. All right, but real quick, that has been our episode. Thank you for joining us. A little emotional.
Oh, I got 20 on rolls.
That is how it's done. The dice have been dicking us all day, but the second Jacob needs to fucking roll something, step in line.
Nat 20 on the.
But, so yeah, remember to roll with those 1s and 20s, baby. How does, ladies and gentlemen, please roll with the 1s and 20s of life. Thank you.